So as a car guy does, you might look on the internet and kind of look for some inspiration on something to do, something to build, ideas and parts to get. And I came across this fiberglass nostriled hood for the Impala Caprice, and I really liked it. It fit the body lines well, and it looked really good. But it was like between like $1,300 to $1,500 plus, a couple $100 in shipping. So I was like, I don't want to pay for that. So I was like, why not just build it? I mean, I built a cowl hood for an old Silverado before. This is a little different, but why not give it a shot? So here we are. This isn't going to happen yet because I don't have the metal for it, but I found a nostriled hood for the Impala Caprice. And it pretty much is the exact same body lines here that taper in, and then it's got the middle line. And I'm going all off of pictures here, so it looks like it's about 2 inches or so. This is probably closer to 3. I'm not sure here. I'm all going off. Yeah, this is 3. This is pretty close to what it looks like in the picture. And then it starts at the hood up here and tapers up to a gap, which I don't know what the gap is or sizing. It's probably gonna be like a 2-inch. And then once you get here to the opening, it tapers down to the tip of the hood, and then in the inner it kind of tapers out to the nostril and then rounds. And then the same thing here, it's probably 1.5 inches wide and radiuses, and then it tapers back. So I'm going to attempt to build that with my old junky hood because I don't want to spend $1,300 on a hood. So I'm just doing layout right now, kind of seeing, kind of liking this. I gotta, remeasure everything, but I kind of want to set one side up, and I was just trying to get a visual here. This side kind of looks bigger, which it very well could be. What are we at? From the body line, here, I'll go off of 1 because tapes could be wrong. So we're at about 3 1/16 there, and then we are at about 2 7/8 on this one. So we're like almost 1/8 off here, which isn't crazy, but I will get it lined up. We're just using a big fat Sharpie for now. I'm trying to figure out my sizing here because there's no dimensions on any of this stuff, and there's not really a lot of these cars out there or people that I personally know or know how to get a hold of that would be willing to give me all these measurements. So I'm just going off pictures from the internet, and we are transferring them to what looks right. Well, I was taping out the hood, and when I opened this to look at it to see how I was gonna cut it when I do cut it, thankfully I can just cut it and then separate these. I want to leave all the supports, so I've done one of these before on a cowl for a Silverado, and I cut the supports here, and it kind of made the hood wonky, and it never fit right again. So I want to leave these supports and just cut the glue out. And then I realized after I removed all the insulation, because it was falling and it was itchy, had a little bit more rust. So that's not great, but could be worse. I think I'm gonna get some rust killer and then tack this back together, and it don't really matter to me. I mean, the hood's not falling apart, the innard's not, the outer shell part's not rusted, none of the real important like structural things. It's not it's not gonna bend or twist or anything, so I'm not too worried about it, but I would like to get some rust killer on this. But this is all pretty solid. I gotta get this guy out of here. And hopefully there's no plastic caps that fell off onto the exhaust. All right, so we're gonna start laying out some cardboard for the hood. And I found this nice big piece of cardboard because I forgot I had it behind my couch. So I'm gonna start laying these up. I don't know exactly how much of this I need, and I've got 4 of these pieces I need to make, 2 for each side, and then the tops, and they're tapered, and they're pretty like wide in the back, maybe like that wide. I haven't measured it yet, but when you do a parts layout on something like this, trying to like make use of all the real estate so you're not wasting, it can be pretty tough. So here's one cut out, and then I laid it out, so this is going to be the bottom edge. I'm going to lop that off, and then I'm going to taper this one up to kind of keep this piece squarish, because if I just keep going out that way, it's going to, you know, go into this real estate when there's virtually nothing gone from over here. So I'm going to try and keep it even this way, and hopefully it works out. Alright, so this is pretty much how it is, but the thing's been bent from sitting, and I'm not going to tape it back down because we're just going to kind of have to go with it, go with the flow kind of deal, because this hood, as much as it looks flat, has a little radius to it. So I'm going to probably start somewhere in here and then just taper up to 2 inches, and then we're going to, or 1.5 inches I think it was, and then it tapers back down for like 7 inches there. So I have 7 inches up, and then the rest will taper back down. We'll have to figure out where we're going to cut the hood, and then we'll have to do the other side because they're a little different. This one's a little longer. They're not exactly the same. This one's a little longer because this one's straight and this one's diagonal, so it's going to have a little more length to it. We're going to have to figure all that out, and we're going to cut the hood, get the other pieces cut and then tacked on there, and should have enough for these. All right, since I got all my marks on here that I need, I'm gonna go ahead and pull the hood, because it would be easier to leave this in place. That way it's not all wonky or twisted, but I don't really want to be cutting through here and throwing sparks just in case there is a fuel leak or something like that. I'm not really trying to catch this on fire. And trying to get to the back side of the hood, especially welding and stuff, it's pretty tough. So I'm gonna take it off, and then we'll see. Might go back on later, but it's super windy, so getting this hood off and me not getting blown away could go 2 different ways. Hot rod now. Everything looks so dingy and dirty under here. Oh, the hood's off, if that wasn't obvious. We'll start going laying out marks after I catch my breath, because it has quite heavy hood by yourself. So I was wrong with the taper. It's gonna have to go all the way back. My pieces are only 4 feet long, but these gaps up here I don't think are gonna be big enough to to make that taper fit all the way back there. I think it's just gonna be a little bitty gap that I'm gonna have to weld up. So this side's gonna get a 1/4, and I'm gonna do a 1/2 on this side to make it follow that body line a little closer. You can kind of see how it tapers off. It's gonna get gradual more and more. And then this piece is gonna taper back down from there. So I guess I'm gonna go ahead and cut this, and then we can kind of get something to hold it in place to see what exact measurements I'm gonna need on these side pieces, because I don't want to go buy them again. Gonna measure 15 times and then probably cut multiple. So, yeah, I'm gonna bust out the grinder and we're gonna start cutting. Alright, doing glue for this. It's not working super good because it's windy, but I'm just heating this up enough and then sliding a break off box knife between them, separating the glue. We've already got all these. That way I can keep the main support in the hood and it doesn't get wonky. Hood is cut. It's kind of hard to grab onto, so I'm not gonna worry about that right now. But it, believe you me, it's cut. Just got this piece cut, and I tell you what, without like a really nice table, this thin stuff, here's the other piece, is a hassle to cut. But I got it cut. I'm gonna go set her on there and kind of see what we're looking like here. It's really rough. It's really rough right now, but still have to cut the angles for this and radius for that, and then I'll have to put some mesh in here. But so far, I got some trimming to do back there. You can see that little lip there, but alright, so I got a lot more tacks on it now, and it's not perfect by any means. I'm gonna have to try and get a hammer to the bottom side because I got a little divot here. I mean, worst case situation, this is a backyard build, so it's like maybe an 1/8 low right here, so it might get bondoed if I can't get it knocked out. And the tip over there burnt off, but that's no big deal. So tacks look not great because they're flux, and this is very thin. It goes through very fast, so gotta be very careful with it. But for 30 bucks, it's coming out pretty good. I don't like that gap over there. I don't know what happened. It like beveled down, so it's probably one of the ugliest spots on the hood so far. Okay, I'm about got these pieces where I want them. This one's a smidge short, but we can make for it in some welds. And then I might just grind this down a bit. I do have a mesh piece I need to cut to go in there to kind of keep this all squared away. Just, it does move, but not much, and I want to strengthen as much as possible. So this is pretty much how this is going to be. And then when we get this one all done to where it's holding, we'll start on this side, and then we'll have to do a full weld out, which I'm not looking forward to because it's very, very time consuming on this super thin metal. We'll flop these back and forth a couple times, and the way this one's a lot straighter up and down, this one has a what do you want to call it? It's pretty much taller, so it'll make a longer angle here instead of the longer angle being here. This one is already beveled both ways, so it looks pretty good. And this one's gonna obviously be a bit bigger, which I don't want this one to be matching exactly because the angles are different and it would be weird in my eyes. So I need to cut 1/4 off of this, make it flush, and then I will go get my mesh and put the mesh in here. We'll get that welded up, and then we'll this one's good, and then we'll cut this one. So we got a 1/4 that needs to come off. This one's actually a hair short, but I can scoot it back, no big deal. Big, massive, huge huge mistake I've made is I was going to copy these, so I had the exact same size on the other one, and I got a little excited and got a bunch of welds in place, and now I don't have any pieces to cut out. Oh, I have the pieces, but I don't have the matching pattern, so I get to do this all again. And they're perfect, but that's pretty for building it in the dirt, in the sand actually. So it's been a bit. I haven't done any more work on it, just because I'd like to have some more time to work on it, because the first site I did, I felt extremely rushed just because of how my days off fall. So it has one nostril currently. At some point I would like to do another one and finish it, but it's holding in there now and it looks okay. So definitely not finished, but I'm gonna put the old pause button on that. But